Hi, this is Steve Thompson, and today we're going to talk about when you should quit your job. Well, when should you quit your job? Before we talk about that, let's talk about, one of the key elements you'll need, whether you're an entrepreneur, an investor, real estate investor, or a business owner, or someone that just wants to be a little bit more comfortable when they retire. This key is perseverance. Perseverance is defined as the steadfastness in doing something despite the difficulty or the delay in achieving success. That is huge. That means that regardless of how long it will take, you're going to go ahead and get it done. And in real estate or any other type of business venture, you definitely are going to want to have that type of attitude that no matter how long it takes or what I have to do, I'm going to do it, because you will fail. A lot of times people fail and they get a little discouraged, and understand that in real estate, when you first start out, you're going to fail. I did. And a lot of other people have. Donald Trump has failed a number of times. I know he's running for presidential candidate right now, and a lot of people aren't too happy with him. But when you look at his track record, he has failed and he has succeeded, and he has failed and he has succeeded. But he was still able to accomplish his goals because he never quit. So when you have perseverance, it will definitely help you accomplish just about anything that you set out to do, whether it's learn how to make a sandwich or cook. Some people, they can burn water. But if you really learn, or if you take the time to learn and you just keep practicing, eventually you'll become really good at it. So just because you have a little bit of difficulty, doesn't mean give up. It means fight harder. Recently, a student asked me, when should I quit my job? Well, the response I gave him is the response I'm about to share with you. I told him that, if you're going to quit your job, you should have at least a year of savings, and you should have something throwing off about 3 times the amount of what you're currently making. Because once you quit, you're definitely going to want to push forward, and you don't want to go back and get that same job and where you told people, hey, I'm going to go do real estate, and they're like, oh, you're crazy. Market's going to hell and nobody's going to make any money, and what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to do real estate, I'm being an investor, and I'm going to be successful. 6 months go by and you're out of money and you haven't flipped your first house, and you're wondering, what am I going to do? And you go back and get that job and they're looking at you like you're a failure. Well, everybody fails. Doesn't mean that you're a failure. Failure and success are both moments. They don't define people. And whether you're living in the moment of failure or you're living in the moment of success, there are very valuable lessons that you can learn from either one of those moments. One person is not a failure and one person is not a success. It is just a moment that either one of those people are in at that specific time. So, if you want to set yourself up for success, because if something happens and you have a car accident and you can't work for a while, or you have to take care of a loved one because they can't, take care of themselves because they got injured, what are you going to do if you don't have that to fall back on, or you don't have something already up and running that can give you enough throw off to where you can be good and not have to really puncture your savings too much? You're going to have to figure it out. So make sure that you have at least already started flipping houses. Don't say, I'm going to quit my job to start flipping houses. Flip houses first. Make sure that you get at least a good 6-7 houses under your belt before you really start considering quitting your job, because at least at that point you have an idea and a system to figure out what you're going to be able to do in the best case scenario, worst case scenario, and how things are going to happen. I know guys that flip tons of houses. One of my buddies, he flipped 4 houses. He made about $60,000 on 2 of the houses. He broke even on 1 house, and then he lost $6,000 on another one. It happens, but that's the industry, So make sure that you have something set aside for yourself, just in case things don't go the way that you plan. And make sure that you have that one key of perseverance to never give up. Winston Churchill said, if you're going through hell, keep going. So you definitely want to make sure that you don't give up. Don't forget to click subscribe. I've got new upcoming videos that are going to be that we're going to be putting out, and next week we're going to be talking about how to find buyers. So give me a thumbs up, or subscribe to the video, and I'll talk to you guys next week.